Hello, hello. We're going to talk about dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis. In chemistry and everyday life, you will often need to express a measurement using a different unit than the one that was initially given. To convert between units, we can use dimensional analysis. Okay? What that means, we need to know conversion factors. We need to know equalities. For instance, there are 4 quarters and $1. So you can look at that two ways. You can either look that there's $1 per 4 quarters or 4 quarters per $1. Okay? Correctly setting up dimensional analysis problems is essential to being able to solve them. First thing you do, write down the conversion factors you can use. Write what is known equal to the unknown equal to the known. So you start out with what you know, and then what you're trying to solve for is what you're going to end with. Multiply by the correct conversion factor, cancel the units, and do the math. For instance, how many dollars are in 27 quarters? So we know that there are 4 quarters and $1, and we know that we're going to start with 27 quarters. We know that 4 quarters and $1 or $1 for 4 quarters. We're solving for dollars, so we're going to take 24 quarters times $1 for every 4 quarters. There's $6.75 in that many quarters. All right, what if you had $12.75? So you start with $12.75, multiply 4 quarters and $1 right here, and that gives us 51 quarters. Your car gets 19.5 miles to the gallon. How many miles can you go on 12.2 gallons of gas? So you know miles per gallon, and you want to know how many gallons that will be, or how many miles you can go. So 12.2 gallons, and your conversion factor is 19.5 miles per 1 gallon, so you can go 238 miles. Sometimes we may need a go-between. How many seconds are in 5.6 hours? Well, you all know that there are 60 minutes in an hour, and there are 60 seconds in a minute. So, if we multiply 5.6 hours times 60 minutes per hour times 60 seconds per minute, we come up with 20,169 seconds. How many hours are in 12,894 seconds? So now we're going to go the other direction. 12,894 seconds. We know that there are 60 seconds in a minute, so we're going to divide by 60 seconds, 1 minute for every 60 seconds, and then divide by 60 minutes in an hour. You just want your answers to cancel out. Now we're going to do some nonsense ones. Our given equalities. I guess I should turn the slate on. We have 2 Fargals for every 137 Liptos, 50 Liptos for 77 Mackles, 15 Hippos for 39 Fargals, 8 Liptos, 2.54 Centos, 3 Rats for 2,300 Bugnose, and 1 Rat for 45.6 Hippos. How many Fargals are in 452 Liptos? Now, at some point you've been taught, okay, that was really strange. Thanks, Jeff. At some point you've been taught the rail fence method, and the rail fence method, we just simply draw a line, and after each vertical line we put a conversion. We have a problem that's asking for Liptos to Fargals. So this is our conversion unit we're going to use. Now, we want to cancel Liptos out. So 137 goes on the bottom, and then 2 Fargals goes on the top. Liptos cancels, and if we take 432, all right, we're going to take 452 times 2 equals, and then we'll divide by 137. 6.6. All right, the next one, we have 126 elliptos. That's what we're starting with. So I'm going to put that on top of my rail. And I want to know macles. So there are 50 elliptos for every 77 macles. So elliptos goes on the bottom, 77 macles goes on top. And calculate 126 times 77 equals 9702 divided by 50, 194 macles. Next we have 6.6 elliptos, and we want to go to centos. And there are 2.54 centos for 8 elliptos. Next, we have bugnose and rats. 6,200 bugnose. And we know that there are 3 rats per every 2,300 bugnose. I'm just going to let you guys do that multiplication. I'm going to set the problems up. 189 fargles. We want to go to macles. Now we look up here. There isn't anything that goes directly from fargles to macles. But we do have 2 fargles to leptos and leptos to macles. So those are the equations we're going to use. We're going to use 2 fargles for every 137 leptos. And then to change leptos to macles, 50 leptos to 77 macles. Leptos cancels, fargles cancels, we have an answer in macles. Next one, rats to bugnose. We have 7.8 rats. And we know that if we look back up at the top, there are 3 rats for every 2,300 bugnose. 3 rats, for 2,300 bugnose, which rats will cancel. 23.2 hippos. And we're going to bugnose. There, we can't go directly, so this is going to take 2 steps. First, we're going to change hippos to rats. There are 45.6 hippos for 1 rat. And there are 2,300 bugnose for every 3 rats. How many hippos and 238 bugnose? We're going to start with 238 bugnose. And we'll just revert back. 2,300 bugnose for 3 rats. Bugnose cancels. And then we know there is 1 rat. 45.6 hippos. Rats cancel. And we have an answer in hippos. Number 9, 7.97 fargles. Hey, that's a pretty straight line. We can go fargles to hippos. We're trying to get to bugnose. We want to get to bug nose right here. To get to bug nose, we're going to have to go to rats. To get to rats, we're going to have to go to hippos. So, can we go Fargals to hippos? Why, yes, we can. So the first thing we're going to do is 39 Fargals for every 15 hippos. 39 Fargals for every 15 hippos. And then we can go hippos to rat. 45.6 hippos to 1 rat. We can cancel Fargals. Cancel hippos. Now we have rats. And we know that there are 3 rats for every 2,300 bug nose. So rats cancels. Finally, 932 Fargals. There I go with my number dyslexia. 932 Fargals. And we want to change Fargals to Liptos, which is the very first thing on there. So there are 2 Fargals for 137 Liptos. And there you go.